Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Helen and I am mum to 4 big kids. So welcome back, and if you're new here, it's really nice to have you. Please consider liking and subscribing to my channel so you get notified of new videos. So today I'm really excited. I'm doing something a little bit different for me. So I'm actually doing a collaboration with 2 fantastic ladies. You may already know them. So I'm working with Hailey from Mummy Cooks Homemade and Fiona from Fiona in Her Kitchen. So we've decided to do this collaboration, and the rules are quite simple. So we're going to do a little challenge. So basically we can use 5 main ingredients, 3 of which have to be the same ingredient, and then we're allowed to use cupboard and fridge staples as well to go with it. So, you know, things like condiments, spices, herbs, flour, anything like that basically that you would just have hanging around that we consider to be essentials. So the 3 ingredients that we have to use the same are mince, so any kind of minced meat. I'm actually going to be using minced beef in my recipe, onions and garlic. So the whole point of this is that it's going to be a budget friendly meal that is just things that most people buy each week. Most people have garlic, most people have onions, a lot of people use mince actually as but again, it's one of those staples, isn't it? Most families use it. It's good for bulking up meals. So yeah, basically we want to give you 3 different types of ideas to use with the same ingredients. Obviously we can use a few different ones each because we don't want to have exactly the same meal. So anyway, I hope you find this video really interesting. Once you've watched my video, please go and watch Hailey and Fiona's videos, and I will put all the links in the description so you can go and watch them as well. Please take a look at their channels, subscribe to them. They do fantastic videos. Hailey likes to do a lot of cooking videos. She does weekly shopping hauls, and she also does hauls for other things like subscribe and save from Amazon. Lots of different things, so go and watch her. And Fiona does some amazing cooking videos and she does some shopping hauls as well. So they just do fantastic, I like tutorials, commentary style cooking videos which are fantastic. So please take a look at their channels and let them know that I sent you, and enjoy these videos. So this is Hailey's channel, Mummy Cooks Homemade, and obviously I'm doing a collaboration with Hailey and Fiona from Fiona in Her Kitchen. So I just want to show you Hailey's channel. She's got loads and loads of videos. I'm just going to go to the video section to show you what we've got. Okay, so Hailey has got loads of different types of videos. So she does shopping hauls where she usually shops at Tesco's. She does her Amazon subscribe and save hauls as well. Herons, yeah, her herons ones as well. And then she does a whole ton of cooking videos. So she's got Nana's chocolate cake. She also does loads of these what's for tea this week videos. Aldi haul, fish pie, and Wilko's online as well. So Hailey shops with Wilko's I think on a monthly basis. So anyway, she's got loads and loads of videos there. She even did a Q&A when she got to 1,000 subs. This rocky road looked absolutely delicious. So please take a look at Hailey's videos. There you go, it's one of the herons ones. So yeah, please take a look at Mummy Cooks Homemade. I will link her in the description box so you can take a look at her channel. So this is Fiona from Fiona in Her Kitchen. Fiona does loads and loads of cooking videos. She's a lovely lady from Ireland, and she does some what's for dinner videos as well, including some shopping hauls. And Fiona makes all sorts of nice dinners. She's got some fish curries, other fish dishes, her first attempt at Yorkshire pudding, lamb rissoles. They looked absolutely amazing. There's so many nice things on here as well. Loads if you like seafood. You've got pan fried scallops and seafood linguine. And then we've got some air fryer recipes and more of the grocery hauls as well. So please take a look at Fiona's channel. She is absolutely lovely as well, and her food looks amazing. I don't know where the duck went, but I looked at the duck one day and I was like, oh wow, I've got to make this duck. So yeah, I'll also link Fiona in the description box, so please go and take a look at her channel too. So here are the ingredients for my dish, which I'm going to tell you all about in a minute. So my 3 main ingredients that we all had to use the same are beef mince. You can use any type you like. Obviously the less fat the better in this type of recipe. And garlic. So if you watch my videos, you know that I like to use a lot of frozen vegetables and ingredients in my cooking because they're quicker to use. It just makes my life a lot easier. You know, I'm a busy mum, I've got some medical conditions and stuff, so it just makes my life so much easier. So I'm using frozen chopped garlic, and the other thing that we needed to use was onions. So again, I'm going to use frozen diced onions. So those are the 3 ingredients the same that we had to use. So my extra 2 ingredients to make the 5 ingredient dish is some rice. You can use any rice you like. For some reason I can't cook any rice except for Uncle Ben's. I mess up every rice I've tried. My children quite like basmati rice with this dish. I prefer the long grain, so you know, do whatever rice you like, it really doesn't matter. And also I'm going to add carrots into this dish as well. So the mince, the carrots, the onions, garlic and rice are my 5 ingredients. And then I'm also going to be adding in some seasoning. So I've got garlic powder, onion granules, pepper, black pepper, salt, and then 2 oxo cubes. So I'm using a beef one and a vegetable one. They just give it so much flavour. And that is, I think, unless I've forgotten anything, that is everything. So this dish is a quick dish. It's very easy. It's relatively cheap. You can do all kinds of things. Once you've cooked this up, you can actually serve it in quite a few different ways. So I'll go into that a bit later. So I'm going to show you how I cook it. So the first thing I've done is filled a pan 3/4 with water. So I'm just going to stick that on to boil and add some salt. So we're going to cook the rice. Right, then what I do is I just prepare the carrots. So I'm going to peel the skin off first. This is easier when you've got a larger carrot and you just use 1 big carrot, but I don't have any big carrots. The ones that I got this week are quite little, as you can see. Okay, and I'm just going to cut the ends off as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm literally just going to peel the carrots. So if you just leave a little bit to hold on to and you just peel all the way to the end and then turn. So obviously if you have some sort of chopper, processor, anything like that, do this in there, that's fine. I never had one until recently, so I've always done this by hand. So I just thought I would do it the old way, just for anybody who doesn't have access to a chopper. So basically, I'm just going to peel these carrots, and it gets really hard when you've only got a little bit to hold onto, which is why a chopper is so much easier. But not everyone has one, so... Okay, so I'm going to make this harder than it looks because I've got really dodgy hands. It's probably not this hard for most people. And there will be little bits of it left, but I don't waste it. I feed them to the dogs, so they don't get wasted. But you literally can't peel the entire thing. Well, if you can, I'd love to know. I can't peel the whole thing. I can't do it. So I just do my best, do what I can do. This is why I'm using so many carrots, because obviously you've got quite a bit of wastage where you're trying to peel it. You could, if you wanted to, slice them up, but you would need to boil them for a start, and then it's not going to give it the crunch that it needs in this dish. So for me, it doesn't work like that, but if you want to do that, you go ahead. It might be just what you like. It might be easier for you. So once you've got all your carrot there, we're literally going to chop it. And the bigger the knife, the easier it is, just to get through all of it in one go. And you just literally cutting them into tiny little shreds, because we're not cooking these as such, but we don't want them completely raw either. They'll just get a nice little saute in the pan, and that is literally all they need. And there you go. That's basically what we want. So as you can see, the water is starting to come to the boil. Just gonna put this pan on now on quite high heat, so like medium to high, and throw the minced beef in. This is my new toy that I got for Mother's Day. So my kids hate buying me kitchen crap, as they call it, kitchen rubbish, and I'm like, well, actually I kind of need one of these, because like mashing up mince is really hard and it hurts my hands. So, you know, it's a gadget that actually I think I need. So my kids got me one of these. This is the first time I've used it, and look how easy that was. I didn't even need to push in it, and that's done. Absolutely amazing. Okay, alright, so that's the mince ready. Right, before that starts cooking through, I'm going to add the onions. I don't measure, just going to try and guess what a whole onion would look like. So I'm aiming for 1 onion anyway. So if you want to use fresh onion, I'd go for 1 medium size onion. And then I'm going to use the chopped garlic. So you can do this to taste. We like a lot of garlic. You may not. So do as much as you like. I usually do quite a lot. Quite a generous serving, I think. So whilst that is frozen and the rest is heating up, I'm just going to literally start incorporating it now. So that starts cooking through. Well, the mince start cooking through and the other bits will start defrosting. So I'm just going to leave those for a few minutes and just keep stirring. Now that the water is boiling, I'm going to add in a large cup of rice to that, and I'm just going to give this a good stir. As you can see, that is starting to go brown now. This is a 15% mince, so there is a bit of fat, so I'm going to probably have to cook this out a little bit longer than I normally do. So I often buy the 5%, but they didn't have a lot of choice this time. So at this point, while there's still some fat in the pan, but before it's completely done, I'm just going to add in all the raw carrot. I'm going to give it a nice stir in. That's going to help start cooking the carrot through, so it's going to saute in the pan with the rest of it basically. In a minute we're going to start adding the seasonings. So those frozen onions are already defrosted and they're already starting to cook through, and the mince hasn't even completely cooked through yet. So it is quick, it doesn't really make a lot of difference, but it does make the preparation of the food so much quicker and easier. So stir that rice. Right, so I'm just going to start adding the seasonings now. So I'm going to start with the salt. Just do a little bit, because obviously we're putting OXO cubes in, they have salt in, and obviously the other seasonings are salty as well. We've got some pepper. So do your pepper to taste. We're not a pepper loving family, so we don't use too much. Got some onion granules. I don't really measure these out, I just kind of do like a light sprinkle, let's put it that way, if you can see that. And the same with the garlic powder too. So just, oh, that's coming out a lot quicker. So a light sprinkle over. Just gonna stir that in. Right, we still have a little bit of fat in the pan, but this should cook out if you keep the heat high enough. But then obviously you don't want to burn it either, so don't go too high. Now we're going to add in the OXO cubes. This is the beef one. Need to try and not have too many lumps in these. I've tried that hack where, you know, where you use the packet and you flatten it in the packet. Yeah, I couldn't do it. So if anybody's got any ways to do that or any better hacks, please let me know, because me trying to crumble OXO cubes is not easy. And now I'm just going to put the vegetable one in as well. Oh, these are even harder to crumble, but gives it absolutely banging flavour. So I do use OXO cubes in a lot of my cooking actually. Alright, okay, so I'm just going to stir that all in. Just let it cook out a little bit with all those seasonings. There is one ingredient I forgot. I knew there was something. I always forget something. And I'm going to add that in nearer the end, and I'll show you what that is. So now I'm going to let this fry. We want all the fat out. So we want it to get a little bit drier basically. So I'm just going to leave that to fry for a few more minutes and just check it. And I keep stirring the rice as well. I mean, if you want to, you can actually use microwave rice. Sometimes I do that. If I don't have a lot of time, I will do that instead. Another one I forgot, I'm just going to throw in some mixed herbs. You can put in whatever herbs you like. Don't think it really matters, to be honest, with the flavourings, which ones they are, whether it's Italian, mixed, your own concoction. Right, so this is starting to really fry up, so I'm just going to turn the heat down a tiny bit and just try and get the last bit of fat out. I would definitely recommend a 5% fat mince for this dish if you can get it. Also, it just makes it so much healthier as well. This is actually a really healthy dinner. Most kids, I think, would eat it. My kids love this dish. I've been making it for years. And you can put all sorts of different twists on it as well. So it's a bit like taco mix in a way, except it's not spicy. So it doesn't have the spices that a taco mix has, but you kind of make it and dish it up the same kind of way, a little bit. Right, so make sure this is not burning, catching in the pan. You do need a good non-stick pan for this. Okay, right, so this is cooked. I'm literally just taking that a little bit longer to get rid of the fat. I could have dished this up by now if I'd had the lower fat one. So I think all in all this dinner has taken 10 minutes to cook, roughly. Again, I don't time anything, like I don't measure anything. But it is so quick and it smells divine as well. So, right, it's going to add in the last ingredient, which is tomato ketchup. Now, you do not have to add this. You could add a tin of tomatoes. You could leave it out completely. I find it needs a little hint of sweetness in it, and it just goes so well, and it just makes it a little bit more moist, because obviously we don't have any sauce in this. So you can put as much or a little as you like in. I put about that much, which looks like quite a lot, but it's probably actually only a tablespoon, to be fair. You could put tomato puree in, but obviously you've got a bit of a bitter tang to that. So that's why I go with the ketchup. And obviously if you've got fussy kids who don't want to eat and you say, well, it's got ketchup in it, they may well eat it. That's actually how I started doing it, because my kids wouldn't eat it. And they were smothering it in ketchup and then they'd eat it. So I thought, well, I'll just fry it up with a bit of ketchup in the pan. And actually I like it like that as well. So that is done, and I'm literally just going to finish off my rice. That rice only needs 1 more minute. So in the time it's taken to cook the rice, I've cooked this whole dish. And there you go, it's a nice close up. You can add any vegetables into this that you want, and actually it's a great way of hiding veg if you literally grate it up, like I kind of did with the carrot. You can get anything in this and kids will probably never know. Sometimes I put courgette in it, which is really nice. I don't grate courgette, I do the same thing, I peel it and chop it. But this is just delicious. I'm going to dish up for you. So we have a steaming bowl of rice and our mince. So this dish does not have a name. I don't know what to call it. Like I said, it was just something I just randomly made up one day when the kids were little. So I would normally serve this with a salad, but I can't because I don't have enough ingredients left on my challenge. My children would put this in a wrap, so they'd have less rice and they would lay it out in a wrap. They would either have salsa or sour cream, or both. And they put a little bit of rice just to bulk it up, some of the mincemeat in, and then probably some peppers as well. Raw ones, they like raw peppers with theirs. So there is lots of different ways to serve this dish up. Lots of different things you can have with it, all kinds of different vegetables you can put in it, on it. So yeah, I hope that you fancy giving this a try. This is a great dish for kids. I'm terrible at plating, so please excuse the plating. It is just a really flavourful meal, and it goes so far. So that amount of mince, I think it was a 750 gram packet, and that will feed 4 adults and a kid's portion or a leftover portion. So you get quite a lot for your money in this dish, and that was the whole point, trying to have a budget meal with not too many ingredients, and ingredients that you'd have in your store cupboards, freezers or fridges, and that is it. So thanks for watching. Make sure you go over now and watch Hailey from Mummy Cooks Homemade and Fiona from Fiona in Her Kitchen. I'll put the links to their videos in the description box. I know that they would have made some absolutely delicious meals too, so go and have a look and see what they've done. Please make sure that you push the subscribe button and that the bell is activated so you get our other videos. And if you like this content, you like my cooking, or you like the collaboration, please give the video a like. I'd really, really appreciate that. And tell Hailey and Fiona that you came over from my channel. Bye.